In this section, we will use the method of elimination. The elimination method is known as also an addition method. So elimination means we will eliminate the variable x or y from the system of equations. And addition means something like this. You have 2y and negative 2 minus 2y. Once you add these two, then it becomes 0. So 2y, negative 2y becomes 0. So these y variable terms, y terms are eliminated. So elimination method means we are adding two equations so that one of the variables will be eliminated. So in order to eliminate this variable, the coefficient of a variable has to be opposite each other. So this is 2, then the other one has to be negative 2. So in this example, the first equation and the second equation has the coefficient of y is 2 and this is negative 2. So why don't we just add these two equations? Then 3 plus 5 is 8x. 2y minus 2y cancel out. So that is 0. 4 plus 8 is 12. Divide each is by 8. Then x equals 3 over 2. Okay, so we found the x value easily. Okay, then let's find the y value. So you can use any equation. Let's use the first equation. And 3 times x is 3 over 2 plus 2y equals 4. And 6 over 2, 9 over 2, 3 times 3 is 9 over 2 plus 2y equals 4. Okay, multiply each side by 2. Then 18 plus 4y equals 8. Then 4y equals minus 18 each side. Then negative 10. Then y equals negative 10 over 4. So y equals negative 5 over something I calculated incorrectly somewhere. Okay, here is the found a mistake here. Okay, when we multiply this equation by 2, then this is 9. So let me erase this one. Okay, so when we multiply each side by 2, then this becomes multiply by 2, cancel out. Multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2. So 9 plus 4y equals 8. So 4y equals negative 1. Then y equals negative 1/4. So this is the y value. So the solution is x is 3 halves and y is negative 1/4. This is the solution. Okay, let's solve this system of equations by the elimination method. Okay, let's determine which variable to eliminate, x or y, which is better. Okay, for the second equation, the coefficient of y is negative 1, and the first equation, the coefficient of y is negative 5. So why don't we just eliminate y term, because it's much easier. We can just multiply the second equation by the opposite of negative 5. So let's multiply the second equation by negative 5 so that we can make it positive 5y. So if we can make this one positive 5y, then negative 5y plus 5y is 0. So in order to make it 5y, we have to multiply the second equation by negative 5. So multiply the second equation by negative 5. Then this will be negative 15x plus 5y equals negative 35. So this is the second equation. And then add this one to the first equation. The first equation is this. Okay, so when we add these two, then negative 11x, this one cancel out, equals negative 22. Divide each side by negative 11, then x equals 1. So we got the x value. Okay, then let's find the y value. So we can use either 1 or 2. Second equation is better. So 3 times 1 minus y is equal to 7. Then negative y is equal to minus 3 each side. Then 4, y equals now negative 4. So we found the y value. Then the solution is x equals 1, y is negative 4. So this is the solution. So when we use elimination methods, check the coefficient of x or y, and then determine which variable to eliminate. Wait a minute, I still make mistakes again. Oh my god. Alright, when you divide this by negative 11, the x value is 2. X value is 2. Okay, so let me do this one again. X equals 2. So plug these 2 in the second equation. Then 6 minus y equals 7. Negative y equals negative 6. Minus 6 each side. Then y equals negative 1. So the solution is x equals 2, y is negative 1. Okay, sorry about this one. I keep making mistakes. Okay, let's solve this system of equations. Okay, in this equation, system is related to no solution case, which means two lines are parallel and the y-intercepts are different. Okay, let's check what happens. Okay, I want to use the elimination method. So let's find out which variable to eliminate. Okay, the coefficients of x is 3 and 2, y is 9 and 6. In this case, we have to multiply both equations by some number. So in order to make the same coefficient, we have to find the LCM of two equations. So let's find the LCM of, this time, number 3 and 2. The coefficients 3 and 2 are smaller than the coefficient of y, so why don't we eliminate the variable x? Then the LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. So multiply, so we want to make the coefficient of x to be 6 and the other one is negative 6. Okay, so multiply the first equation by 2, then the coefficient of x will be 6. So you multiply the equation 1 by 2, then 6x plus 18y equals 16. And this time, multiply the second equation by negative 3, so that we can make it negative 6. The coefficient of x to be negative 6. Multiply 6 by negative 3, so negative 18y. 7 by negative 3, then negative 21. And then add these two equations. Okay, this one cancel out. 0 is equal to negative 5. All right. Now, the problem is the result is false. Since the result is false, our conclusion is there is no solution. Why there's no solution? Why? Because two lines are parallel in different location. Since they are parallel, the slope of each equation, the slope of the equations are the same. Okay, so whenever we have a result equation that is not true, that is false, then the conclusion is there is no solution. Okay, in this example, this is exercise number 17. Okay, I want to solve this system of equations using the elimination method. All right, so let's check the coefficient. Okay, the coefficient of y is smaller, so why don't we remove the variable y? Okay, the LCD is 10. LCD is 10, so why don't we just multiply the first equation by 2, then the coefficient of y will be negative 10. So multiply the first equation by 2, then 24x minus 10y equals 2 times 2 is 4. And the second equation is negative 24x plus 10y equals 6. Since the coefficient of y is opposite each other, when we add these two, it becomes 0. Okay, fortunately, look at this. X term cancel out, y term cancel out, 0 equals 10. And this result is false. So our conclusion is what? No solution. So there is no solution. Okay, this is a word problem which is similar to the previous one. Okay, a company has 2 stores, and the first store buys 4 large delivery vans and 2 small delivery vans. And the total cost is $200,000. And the second store buys 2 large vans and 3 small vans. And the total cost is $160,000. Then what is the cost of? The question is find the cost of 1 large van and the cost of 1 small van. So let the cost of the large van is X dollars and the cost of a small van is Y dollars. And using this variable, we can set up 2 equations. So the first equation can be 4 large van times each van is X dollars, so 4x plus 2 small vans, and each costs Y dollars. Then the sum is $200,000. And from the second store, we can write an equation 2x plus 3y equals $160,000. So we just wrote 2 equations that represent the total cost of 4 large vans and small vans. Okay, then we can solve this by using elimination or substitution. But elimination is better because the coefficient of x is 4 and 2. So we can change the second equation, the coefficient of x, to negative 4 and add 2 equations. So why don't we multiply the second equation by negative 2? Okay, the first equation, don't change the first equation, leave it as it is. And then from the second equation, I will multiply the second equation by negative 2, then negative 4x minus 6y equals negative 320,000. Then add these 2 equations, then x terms cancel out. Negative 4y is equal to negative 120,000. Then from here, y is equal to divide each side by negative 4. Negative 4. Then the value of y is $30,000. So the cost of a small van is $30,000. Then let's find x. Okay, you can try. Okay, let's try the first equation. Doesn't matter, any equation is fine. Then 4x plus 2 times, okay, y is 30,000. Is equal to 200,000. Then 4x plus 60,000 equals 200. Then 4x equals, okay, minus 60,000 each side. Then 140. Is that correct? Then y equals, then x equals, divide each side by 4. Then 35,000 dollars. Okay, so the cost of a large van is $35,000 and the small van is $30,000. So when we face on a word problem, carefully read the question and the right system of equations, and then set the variable x and y based on the question. Okay, this word problem is related to speed. Okay, so you're running a boat, so you are going upstream for 18 miles and downstream for 18 miles. And your boat speed is constant, so let's say your boat speed is b miles per hour, and the water speed, the current speed is, let's say, c miles per hour. So b represents the boat speed, c represents the current speed. So when you go upstream, then you are going against the current. So the total speed will be b minus c. So this is the upstream speed. And when you go downstream, then the downstream speed will be the addition of your boat speed and the current speed. So you're going faster. All right, then it takes 1.5 hours to go upstream and 1 hour to go downstream. Okay, these are given. So we want to find the boat speed and the current speed. Okay, so in this case, okay, we can use the speed formula. The total distance that you travel is the product of speed and time. So we can use this formula. So when you go upstream, then the distance is 18 miles. The total distance you traveled for upstream is 18 miles. And it'll be the speed multiplied by the time. So the upstream speed is b minus c, and the time is 1.5 hours. Okay, for downstream, then the distance is also 18 miles. Then downstream speed is b plus c. How long did it take? 1 hour. So we have an equation like this. And then let's solve for b and c. So why don't we, in this case, distribute, simplify each equation. Then 1.5b minus 1.5c. The second equation is 18 equals b plus c. So in this case, let's use elimination method. So why don't we multiply the second equation by 1.5? Okay, sorry for the barking. All right, then. First equation is unchanged. The second equation is multiply 1.5, so 18 would be 27. 1.5b plus 1.5c. Add these two equations, then 45 equals 3b, c cancel out. Okay, then divide each side by 3, then b equals 15. So the boat speed is 15 miles per hour. And let's find the current speed. Okay, let's use the second equation. Then 18 equals, okay, b is 15 plus c. Then minus 15 each side. Then c equals 3 miles per hour. So the current speed is 3 miles per hour, and the boat speed is 15 miles per hour.